Hello everybody, this is Mr. Longo and we are going to cover interpreting graphs in this video. Now, I want you to be aware that we have already covered how to make these graphs, which means you should be able to just look at these and go through them and interpret them yourself. So I'm actually going to encourage you to pause the video and try to do these before I actually talk about them. Okay? So why don't you pause, give it a try. Let's go when you're ready. Okay, so this first one says that we are given a pie chart that represents 3,500 students' preferred method of social media. And we're going to ask you to calculate the number of students out of that 3,500 that prefer each method. Well, that's as simple as you're taking the percentage. So the most popular is Snapchat at 40%. So all you have to do is multiply 0.4 times your 3,500 students, and you will find out that out of those 1,400 students prefer to use Snapchat. And then you would do the exact same for Instagram, but Instagram is 30% just by looking at the color of the legend and the actual part of the pie. So that would be 0.3 times 3,500. And that would give you 1,050. So obviously for Twitter, you're going to multiply by 0.2, and for Facebook, you're going to multiply by 0.1. So to do that, you would just find out that you have 700 students that prefer Twitter and only 350 that prefer Facebook. Now, if you were to add those all together, you want to make sure that it adds up to the 3,500 students to make sure that you did things correctly. But that's how you interpret a pie chart when you are given percentages and a total number of students. So that one should not have been too bad. This table given for number 2 represents the salary of a certain number of employees that are in a new small company. So in order to do this, to find the average, if you were to add this all together by hand, you would have to use 40,000 plus 40,000 for the 2 employees, and then plus 45,000 plus 45,000 plus 45,000 for the 3 employees, or you can use your graphing calculator, similar to what I showed you on how to create a box plot, where you can type this information into L1. So if you were going to go to L1, you would type 40,000, 40,000, 45,000, 45,000, 45,000, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 50,000, 60,000, 60,000, and then 150,000. Or I'm going to teach you something new with your graphing calculator. So pause the video, grab your graphing calculator, and as soon as you're ready to go, click play again. So now that you have your graphing calculator, it's similar to what we did where we create our table in a list, but this time we're actually going to use L1 and L2. So remember, you click Stat, Edit, and all you're going to do is pretty much copy that given table in. So you have the salaries in L1, and then you have the number of employees that have that salary into L2. That would be known as a frequency. Okay? So now what you're going to do is press Stat again, and you're going to slide over to Calc, and you're going to do one variable stats, but in your frequency list, you're going to press second L2. And that means everything in L2 is just going to tell the calculator how many of each in L1 are actually there. So it saves you some time. And then just like it did in the box plot video, it's going to calculate your average, which is X with this little hat above it. So we know what our average or our mean salary is going to be. And then you can scroll down and you can find your median and your quartiles and all of that stuff. Okay? So that's how you can use your calculator in a different way. So what was the mean? The mean was $56,000. 538 and approximately 46 cents. That would be the average of all of the employees. Now the median salary is the one in the middle. So that would be $50,000. Now again, you could have listed this all out by hand if you wanted to. Now, what's the more accurate representation? Well, you have to remember what we talked about with mean, median, and mode, is that when there is an outlier, clearly this is the guy that owns the company. That's why he's making so much more than everybody else. That would mean a median would be a better representation of what the salary is at this company, because of course the owners are always going to make much more. But if the owner wanted to attract new employees, the owner would want to use the mean or the average because it's higher. So if you say that the median salary is $50,000, or if you said, hey, the average salary at our company is $56,000, you're going to want to make that extra money if you're looking for a job. So an owner might actually advertise the average instead of what the median would be. Okay, so that's one reason why you always need to be careful when you're reading information that has statistics. Okay, one more to go. So the last example is a bar chart that represents a gym's strength and cardio training classes that they offer on any given day. So when you're reading a chart of any kind, you always want to make sure you understand what it's saying. Now, when we talked about creating bar charts, we did say that you can have comparison, having multiple bars under the same category. So if you look over here, the blue solid boxes are strength classes, and the purple open boxes represent cardio classes. And of course, this is Sunday through Saturday. So it's really easy to read. When you're looking at a blue box, you're looking at a strength class. When you're looking at a purple one, you're looking at cardio. So to answer some of these questions, all you really have to do is count or tally up what's happening here, and then you're good to go. So it says, what is the mean number of strength classes offered on any given day? Well, obviously the mean is an average. So what you have to do is first total the amount of strength classes that are offered in any given day. So that would be in blue. So on Sundays you have 2. And then on Mondays there are 3, and then 3 on Tuesdays, 4 on Wednesdays, only 2 on Thursdays, 4 again on Fridays, and 3 on Saturdays. So if you were to tally all of those guys up, there would be a total of 21 strength classes offered during the week. So then, if you divide by 7 days, that's going to give you an average or a mean of 3 strength classes per day. What would be the mean number of cardio classes? You would do the exact same thing. You would have to go total up all of these. So there are none on Sunday for cardio, but then you have 2 on Monday, 5 on Tuesday, and then of course we can do our 3, 3, 2, 1. Total all of those up, and you would have a total of 16 cardio classes during the week out of 7 days. That's going to give you approximately 2.29 classes per day. So that's how you would find the average or the mean of cardio classes on a given day. Now, sometimes it's going to ask you for like the maximum or the peak day if you wanted to attend the gym to find the most amount of strength classes offered in a day. So strength, again, is blue. And it's actually a tie. You would want to go on either a Wednesday or a Friday. That's where you have the most opportunities to take a strength class. Peak for cardio is clearly Tuesday because it has 5 different opportunities to take a cardio class on a Tuesday. Okay? So what percent of classes are cardio? So remember, percentage is always divided by the total number of classes offered. So what percentage are cardio? So you have to go back and remember we found that there's a total of 16 cardio classes, and you have to divide by the total number of classes. So if you have 16 cardio and 21 strength classes, that's going to give you a total of 37 different classes. So you just have to take your calculator and do your 16 divided by 37, and you're going to get 0.432. So we could say 43.2% of classes are cardio. Okay? So that's it. That's how we work with this stuff. Anyway, for that video, we're done. This is Longo and I'm out. See you, bye.